Viewers, the government's decision to introduce the Sanchar Saathi app across mobile handsets has sparked a massive political firestorm. Through a notification yesterday, the government directed all mobile phone makers to ensure that mobile phones being sold have the Sanchar Saathi app that is pre-installed. Now, the government says that the idea is to protect citizens from fake handsets as there's been a rise in telecom-related cyber threats. The government has given 90 days to handset manufacturers like Apple, Samsung, Vivo, etc. to ensure that the app is installed in all phones. They've been asked to submit a compliance report within 120 days. Let me tell you in detail what exactly is the directive that the government has issued to smartphone makers. Well, this is the directive. The government has told smartphone makers that they have to install the Sanchar Saathi app in handsets at the level in which they, at the level of the manufacturing itself. And they've also told them that the app must be visible, functional and enabled. The app should be easily accessible during the setup. They further added that they should ensure that its features aren't disabled or restricted, a phrase that has attracted a lot of controversy. They further said that push Sanchar Saathi through software updates. Now, here's what the app can actually do once it is installed onto your handsets. It can block lost or stolen mobile phones. It can further check if the phone is genuine or fake. It can also know about mobile connections that are registered in your name, report suspicious calls and communication. It can further assist cops in tracking stolen devices. Now, this move by the government has led to opposition upping the ante against the government. Opposition terms it a dystopian tool, quote-unquote, to monitor every Indian. The Congress party says that right to privacy is an intrinsic part of the fundamental right to life and liberty. And this move by the government is beyond unconstitutional. The Congress says Big Brother can't watch on us, and the parties demanded an immediate rollback. Listen into these reactions.
It's not just snooping on the telephones, it's overall. They are turning this country into a dictatorship.
आप लोगों के घरों में घुसोगे क्या? संचार साथी ला करके आप 24 घंटे लोगों की बात सुनोगे, उनके बेडरूम में घुसोगे आप?
ये सरकार उसी तरह बनाना चाहती है कोरिया में ना, वो एक क्या है वहाँ के नॉर्थ कोरिया के वो किंग जॉन्ग, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है सरकार किंग जॉन्ग के रास्ते पे चल रही हो? किंग जॉन्ग
संचार साथी है, क्यों संचार साथी बोल रही हैं? गवर्नमेंट जिसके पास एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी है वो माइनॉरिटी गवर्नमेंट के सिंड्रोम से जूझ रहे हैं.
I think this is total invasion of privacy and wanting to snoop into what we do with our phones, how we engage with people, what are the things that we are viewing, meeting, seeing, talking, everything.
तो किम जोंग क्या करता है? वो यही करता है, लोगों को पूरे देश की जासूसी कराता है. हमारे यहाँ बताना साबित पूरे देश की जासूसी कराना चाहता है.
Now, so far, the Sanchar Saathi app has already helped in tracing many stolen phones and also in blocking some lost phones to ensure that they're not misused for criminal activities. What are we talking about? 42.16 lakh lost mobile phones have been blocked. 26.14 lakh stolen mobile phones have been traced. And the government also says that 7.23 lakh lost or stolen mobile phones have even been recovered. Amidst the controversy, Telecom Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has clarified that if the user doesn't want the app can easily be deleted. He's further said that this is an optional app. Listen in.
हर व्यक्ति फ्रॉड से प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, मुझे चोरी से प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए ये ऐप है, तो हर व्यक्ति तक ये ऐप पहुंचाना हमारी जिम्मेदारी है. अगर आप इसको अपने फोन पे रखना चाहते हो तो रखो, अगर आप इसको डिलीट करना चाहते हो तो डिलीट करो. कोई मैंडेटरी नहीं है. आप अगर रजिस्टर नहीं करना चाहते हो, मतलब कि उदाहरण के तौर पे इस ऐप का उपयोग नहीं करना चाहते हो तो रजिस्टर मत करो. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि विपक्ष कुर्सी के नीचे, कुर्सी के पीछे, कुर्सी के लिए मुद्दे ढूंढ रहा है. अब सभी भ्रमों को दूर करना सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है और सारे मुद्दे मैंने आपके समक्ष रख दिए.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Opening this up for debate, joining us at the moment is Sanju Verma, BJP's national spokesperson. Deepak Reddy, TDP national spokesperson, also joins us on the show. We have advocate Prashant Bali, cyber and data protection lawyer. With us is Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Congress leader, who's joining us. Akhil Chitre is Shiv Sena UBT leader with us on the show. Let me start with you first. Sanju Verma, of course, the minister has clarified. He said that it's not a mandatory app. It can be deleted. But I want to draw your attention to one particular clause in the notification. This is clause 7B. And the clause very specifically mentions, I'll just read out what the clause says. Ensure that the pre-installed Sanchar Saathi application is readily visible and accessible to the end users at the time of first use or device setup, and that its functionalities are not disabled or restricted. This not disabled phrase is something that has caused a humongous amount of confusion and perhaps has led to this controversy in the first place. How do you explain this, Sanju?
Madhav, let me make one thing very clear. The Sanchar Saathi app came into effect in January 2025. And at that time, yes, the DOT said it should be visible, it cannot be disabled. But 24 hours back, the man who matters, the Union Telecom Minister, Jyotiraditya Scindia, has clearly made it amply evident to everybody that if you want to have it activated, keep it activated. You want to disable it, disable it. You want to uninstall it, do that by all means. You want to deactivate, do that by all means. I think this is hullabaloo and brouhaha about nothing, making a mountain out of a molehill. I just want to tell you very quickly in 10 seconds that IMEI number is a unique 15-digit code. But what has been happening of late is that the IMEI numbers are getting cloned, and it is precisely to prevent IMEI-related cyber frauds, to ensure cyber security, to help people like you and me, to prevent banking frauds, that the Modi government decided on the Sanchar Saathi app. Now, the opposition suffers from a combination of conspiracy theory, persecution complex plus inferiority complex. मोदी सरकार कुछ भी करे, इनको उसमें कुछ ना कुछ गलत ही नजर आएगा.
Okay, let's get a response on that. Let's get a response on that. Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Modi सरकार कुछ भी कहे, you will try to find fault or you will find something wrong. Now, the government has clarified that this is not a mandatory app. The biggest concern was that this is Pegasus plus is what Karti Chidambaram said. The others saying that it's a huge invasion of privacy, so on and so forth, that this will be used for snooping. But the government saying that A, it's not mandatory. If you're not comfortable with this app, don't download the app in the first place. Does that argument satisfy you, Ashwini?
Madhav, first there is a contradiction between the statement of PIB and what Madhavdas G has said.
Jyotiraditya Scindia.
Jyotiraditya Scindia, I'm so sorry. Jyotiraditya Ji has said. Now, let's assume that what Jyotiraditya Scindia has said is true. Even there is a concern. It is like he made a very valid statement that a lot of people does not know that there is an app like this which exists. So once you give this app inbuilt, there will be many people who will not know that this app has been installed into their phone as well, with the similar logic. Now, if you have an app, if you install an app, I am a computer engineer, so I know how to develop app, how to take permissions in the app. Once you install an app, while installing, it gives a list of permissions which you have to allow in order to install an app, and that tells you what all access is going to have. If app comes inbuilt into your system, that means those permissions are already given to that app. Now, if a person who doesn't know what all permission that app has, and he doesn't know this app is already installed, as per Scindia Ji's logic, is it not breach of his privacy? It is like, I will put camera into your houses, but I will not watch you changing clothes. I will watch you only when some thief arrives at your house. Do you buy that logic? I install app of my choice. I install the app I trust. How can government force me their own app which can access multiple things, my messages,
okay,
my call
let me put that
logs,
across to the cyber and data protection lawyer on our panel, Advocate Dr. Prashant Bali. I got your point. Let's get in a response from an expert here. And this is true to an extent, Prashant Bali, because, you know, today we saw a press conference in which a BJP spokesperson said the government is not going to read your emails, is not going to read your messages, so on and so forth. But here are the specific permissions that the app seeks. Camera, call logs, telephone, SMS, storage, other, and there are, you know, control, vibration, run at startup, so on and so forth. Can these not be tantamount to violating privacy if you're going to read storage or look at the contents of the storage, look at the call logs, look at the telephone, and of course the camera. Prashant Mali.
So if you look at the privacy policy, it says all this. But if you look at the app stores, it says it accepts no data. It takes no data. Number one. Number two is it is going to take data only for the protection purposes. It is not going to take data and process it. That's not being said yet. We don't know what happens further. See, pre-installation of app we accept, but pre-consent is not acceptable. DPDPA, the data protection law of our country, talks about consent. So you take consent and then install the app and then tell the people that this amount of data is been taken from it, and take the consent, possibly then it is okay. Without consent is an issue. Second issue is when you have this phone across the country, then the attack surface, whenever something goes wrong, there is cyber attack, etc., then the attack surface on the citizen of the country increases. So we all become collateral to it. So that also needs to be taken care of. So possibly we may have certain audits made mandated. The audit, the security of this app and the audit be displayed on the app itself. So once we know that it is completely secure, an app made for security of yourself has to be secure itself also. So that has to be, made available to people, and that confidence building measure has to be there. Then possibly we can consider this. Why this narrative is being talked about is because we are not confident about the security of the security app. So let us make that secure first, and then we can talk further about having this app across the mobile phones of the citizens.
All right, I think there are two important points that have been made there. And Sanjay, just coming to you, I want to just quickly get an opening comments from everyone. Akhil Chitre, while there are certain concerns over the safety of the app itself, the fact that he's saying is that this is not an app that stores the data as is being claimed, as is the concern that is being expressed. And therefore, if the government says that it's there with an express purpose, 7 lakh people have got their mobile phones which were stolen or lost back because of this app. And there are another 40 lakh phones that have been blocked. So these are tangible benefits, says the government. Akhil Chitre.
The fear of surveillance in itself is a drawback of this app. Let me tell you that. And secondly, I would like to just put forward a point that there are countries like America, Japan, South Korea, North Korea, even China does not have such kind of app. On one side, the minister, Mr. Scindia, is saying that you can delete the app. On the other hand, I have the circular which says that no disabling or restriction of its feature can be done. So why are you into monitoring?
That is what
people,
he just explained to you,
what they are doing in their
He's
day-to-day
talking about
life.
the disabling of features and not of the disabling of the app.
And secondly,
Akhil, let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. The language used is confusing. I will grant that. But what the language reads, just one second, just listen to me, Akhil, just one second. The point being made over here is that the language used talks about disabling of features and not the disabling of the app. The app can be disabled. I've actually tried that myself on one of my phones. It can be disabled. You should try it out yourself if you have a phone with you.
See, why mandate it for the mobile companies also to put it in, to embed it before? If anybody wants it, as you just clearly said, that 7 lakh users have been benefiting from it, they have got their stolen phone back. Whoever wants it, they'll install it whenever they want it, whenever the necessity arises. And the government of India should do the necessary marketing and publicity for the same. If they want to promote this app and they want this to reach to every person of this country, every mobile users, then I think they should go ahead with the marketing and publicity skills, which they are good
Deepak
at.
Reddy, why force the manufacturer? That's a question coming from Shiv Sena UVT. Deepak Reddy.
Madhav, I just want to show the app again. It's pretty simple, and the features what are being seen here are something which are actually useful to the citizens of this country.
Deepak Reddy, can you delete the app?
Yeah, I could delete it and reinstall it.
Can you show it? Can you show it to us? Does it get deleted or is it permanently stuck and embedded in your phone?
No, we can delete it.
Can you show us how to delete it?
It'll take some time. I'll do it and show it to you, Madhav.
Into your phone.
Madhav,
Did you install
Madhav,
it or came inbuilt into your phone?
Madhav, let me just hang on a minute. Gentlemen, just hang on a minute.
Let him make his point, Ashwini. He's not even spoken in the debate. Please allow him to speak. There are others who have not yet spoken.
Let me make my
just one second,
comment.
Ashwini, please. Just let him make his opening comments and then I'll come to you.
Madhav, when this app first came in and I saw it on some news and I actually downloaded it and I felt it was very useful to the citizens. And you can see more than a few crore downloads have already been done voluntarily by the citizens of this country. And second thing, what is important here, without any pressure, without much of a knowledge, why did the people actually download it? Because they think it is useful. So far there has not been any pressure. So what is important here? We have data here which clearly shows that you can block your phone once it is stolen to safeguard your data. At the same time, you can track, and then a lot of phones have been recovered. So we clearly know. My 75-year-old mother has actually asked me, I mean, is my money safe in the bank? She was actually worried at that age. Yeah, this is, and every Indian today, being in grassroots level politics, I see so many number of cases every other day.
Kumar, this is not a laughing matter. Senior citizens are actually more vulnerable to cybercrime. And if this app is protecting them, I think for that category of citizens, perhaps this might be a useful app. But let me bring in once again, just coming to you, let me bring in the Samajwadi Party as well. Abbas Ali Zaidi, आप कह रहे हैं कि King Jong Un moment है ये. हम नॉर्थ कोरिया बन गए इस ऐप की वजह से. अखिलेश यादव कह रहे हैं, ऐसा क्यों?
Now, I'm sorry to join a little bit late, but let me tell you one thing. A couple of years back, there was an issue that was Cambridge Analytica. Bharatiya Janata Party hired a group, a company which was working for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and the data got leaked. Okay, so whatever endeavor Bharatiya Janata Party is taking, Bharatiya Janata Party, we don't trust Bharatiya Janata Party's intention. Now, since
by this logic, anything the government does, you will not accept. Let's specifically talk about the app. What is the problem with the app per se? Let's discuss the facts at hand, please.
Now, I was listening to my counterpart from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, let me tell you one thing. Only one thing. The minister has already cleared this, and the ministry has said that whoever is going to manufacture mobile phones in India, they are supposed to put this app mandatory. Okay, why is that so? If it's available on a Play Store, and as a consumer, if someone really finds this good, as you said, that it's very good for the aged people to protect them. If they really want to have this app, they could go on the Play Store and get it from there. Why making it mandatory for all the persons, all the companies who are making mobile phones in India? So this is something like Bharatiya Janata Party knows. See, technology has both pros and cons. And Bharatiya Janata Party wants to use technology, and they have already used it before also. I have quoted Cambridge Analytica just because of this. We had been on debates on that. I'm not going on the terms. But Bharatiya Janata Party, if there's an app...
Sir, Cambridge Analytica, okay, which way that debate will go? Okay, which way that debate will go is a separate subject altogether. But let me bring in Sanju Verma on that point. Sanju Verma, it's a King Jong Un moment, says the Samajwadi Party. They say that there have been concerns over misuse of technology by the BJP is his issue. And let me say, leave aside the political parties and their criticism. There is the Internet Freedom Foundation, which is alleging that this move violates the Supreme Court's judgment in the K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, which talks about the fundamental right to privacy, which they believe has been violated by an app like this. Your response, Sanju.
Madhav, first and foremost, point number one, the Puttaswamy judgment clearly said that right to privacy is a fundamental right, but no right is absolute. Every right is subject to public order, morality, and health. My second point is this. Those who are screaming about privacy invasion, let me tell them, there is a Google dialer on every Android phone that reads your entire call log 24/7 to show you spam warnings. Second point, Truecaller today has more than 40 crore Indian subscribers who voluntarily give it overlay plus call log data for eternity. Point number three, if you are an iPhone user, then Apple has a check for unwanted location trackers running in the background of every iPhone, which gives you access to a lot of data, which gives you, as in gives Apple access to a lot of data, and there has been zero outrage. And let me tell you that Congress parties, Karti Chidambaram, Rahul Gandhi, blah, blah, saying this is the invasion of right to privacy. On the floor of Parliament in the year 2010, Manmohan Singh admitted, yes, UPA 2 was, conducting a snoop on 9,000 phone calls. And when asked, why did you do it? He said, because of concerns of national security, and Manmohan Singh refused to even appoint a JPC. Jayalalitha was snooped by Congress. Karunanidhi was snooped upon by Congress. Sitaram Yechuri was snooped upon by Congress. Yahan tak ki their own leader Pranab Mukherjee openly admitted that he was being snooped upon by Sonia Gandhi and the Manmohan Singh government. And you have the audacity to lecture about data privacy to BJP? Itni hypocrisy laate kahan se ho?
Ashwini, respond. Snooping during the UPA regime, during past Congress governments is very well documented. It happened as recently as the last UPA government as well, where two top ministers were allegedly involved in a situation where they were busy bugging each other's offices or something to that effect that was out in the public domain as well. Answer that question. And also, an important point that Sanju raises. If there are 40 crore Indians that have downloaded an app such as Truecaller, which of course gives out a huge amount of data. There are those who have Google and Apple and various other software. If you can trust those corporates with your data, then why not the government? Respond, Ashwini.
Discussing here. One, what app does, what all data it takes, how secure that data is. That's the second point. But the first point is how it is installed into your phone. I always have a choice to install or not install Truecaller. I always have a choice to install or not install any app, which is not given in this Sanchar Saathi app. It is injected into my phone. Whether it will steal my data or no data, that's a different thing. That's security. All those audits has to be done. That's a different story. Sanju ji and my TDP leader both are advocating about the utility of that. We have DigiYatri app also. Can my friend from TDP tell me, was this app injected into in his phone by the manufacturer or installed voluntarily? If you install any app voluntarily, you can always install it. You cannot claim that the notification comes from PIB falls under your installation, because I wish you would have learned some computer engineering, would understand. Now coming back to Sanjuji's statement, she herself is telling that because snooping happened that point of time, I am allowed to snoop the entire country. Is that your justification, Sanjuji? Is that your logic? Because you are snooping the entire country by injecting an app which I don't have a choice with. I always have a choice whether I want to install DigiYatri or not.
Quick response, Sanju, quick response, and then go further.
App or not. But
quick
give
response.
me a choice.
Madhav, can I quickly come in?
Yes, respond.
First and foremost, Mr. Ashwini Mishra, please stop misquoting me. Secondly, I will just say this, Madhav. During the peak COVID pandemic, the Modi government launched Arogya Setu. 75 million downloads happened in the first 10 days. The entire opposition said, "Arey, ye to data privacy ke khilaf hai." Thank God we had Arogya Setu. Then when the DigiLocker was launched today, you know, DigiLocker has more than 550 million downloads.
Yes.
And not a single case of data privacy. 550 million means 55
Deepak Reddy is showing us something on his phone.
downloads.
Deepak Reddy, why has it been made mandatory for manufacturers to install it? Otherwise, within 120 days, action will be taken. Failure to comply with these directions shall attract action under Telecom Act 2023 and Telecom Cybersecurity Rules has been also mentioned.
Madhav, the first thing you asked me whether I could delete it. I again tried and I could delete the app. That's what I was showing on the screen. It stands deleted. And the second thing, the minister has made it absolutely clear that it is optional. If you don't like it, you just delete it. But the worry here is of the Congress, a certain section of the leaders. I think Rahul Gandhi is absolutely worried that his phone might, track where he's traveling without anybody knowing. Or some of the members of the indie ecosystem, their nefarious activities might come out as a worry they have. But the truth is, they can't do that. The interests of the people of India are more important than the unforeseen, worries of a couple of people.
Okay.
We need to.
Well, there are some concerns. There are concerns of privacy. There are concerns of snooping. At the end of the day, as citizens, the mobile phone is very much part of our lives. We use it for work. We use it for entertainment. There are private moments, family, friends, etc. that are shared. And, any concern or any possibility of misuse of that data is certainly going to raise concerns about any section of society. And that's perhaps why this becomes such an important and fundamental debate. And it's important to look at the facts in this case before arriving at any particular answer. For the moment, we'll have to leave it there. Sanju Verma, Deepak Reddy, Advocate Prashant Bali, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Akhil Chitre, Abbas Ali Zaidi. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.